Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the class of Industrial Relations. In our today's class, we are going to discuss the introduction to industrial relations. We are going to understand the scope of industrial relations, the objectives, and also discuss who are the participants in industrial relations. Our today's class would be the introduction to industrial relations only, and later on in our later classes we are going to discuss the different labor laws. We are going to discuss the different components of relations and all those factors. Okay, and today we are going to start. One second. And we are going to start and discuss the introduction to industrial relation. So before going into the objectives of industrial relations, we should first understand what do you mean by industrial relations. My dear students, you should understand there are two different words. First one is industrial, second one is relations, correct? The term industrial relations comprises of two different terminologies or two different terms. The first terminology is again industry and the second one is relation. What do you mean by industry? Anyone in the class? Anyone?
Industry is the place where the different value added. Sectors.
One by one, my dear students, one by one. Yes, please.
Industry comprises of different industries, means factories,
different companies,
IT companies, even film industry and this kind of.
Okay, right. So, Mr. Adam, please go ahead.
From my opinion, what I'm saying is that where there is value added, we call it industrial.
Okay.
Value added.
Correct.
Industry means where manufacturing and production happens.
Simple.
Yeah, that is value add.
That is, yes, correct. See, in layman's language, we call it as the place where production takes place, correct?
Yes.
So it is nothing but the goods and services are produced. We call it as again an industry. Okay. Industry refers to any productive activity. Please mute yourself, my dear students. Industry refers to any productive activity in which any productive activity in which an individual or group of individuals is engaged in what? In any of the productive activity, maybe in the activity of producing the goods and services, right? So here the group of people or individuals are engaged by what? By relations. Relationship means what? What relationship exists in the industry? See, generally whenever I speak about relationship, there are different types of relationships. But from the point of industrial relation, the simple meaning is the relationship between the management and the employees, the relationship between the employer and his worksman, the relationship between the management and the laborers of the organization. This is the relationship what we are referring to. The relationship that exists within the industry, that is between the employer and his workman. The term industrial relations explains the relationship between employees and management, which stem directly or indirectly from union-employer relationship. So what is industrial relationship, my dear students? What do you mean by industrial relations? The relationship between the employees and the management. So that is what we are referring to. You understood what is industrial relation?
Yes, sir.
Okay. The next one is again, you should understand the industrial relations is that aspect of management. Now you should understand why we are studying. Industrial relations are again part of the management. Which management? When I speak about management, it can be again referred to many things. Here I am referring to management as a whole, and even I am referring to human resource management, okay, which deals with the manpower of the establishment, whether operators, skilled laborers, managerial staff, or so on. So industrial relationship is nothing but the aspect of management which deals with all these factors. In what we are doing, we are going to maintain a cordial and peaceful industrial relations. Between whom? Between employer and the employee. Why we need to maintain a peaceful relation? Why we need to maintain a cordial relation? If there is no relation maintained between the employer and the employee, your organization cannot be functioned effectively and efficiently. If there is no proper coordination between the management and employees, you cannot achieve your organizational goals. That is the reason why we are speaking about relation. That is the reason why we are studying about this relationship between the management, or we even call them as employers, and between the employees, and we also refer them as workmen. For what purpose? For improving the productivity and thus the economic growth of the country. When the industry is working properly, when you are able to generate profits, that means there is a growth even in the economic condition of the country. And the term management implies getting the things done with the help of other people. What is management? Getting the things done with the help and through the other people. So you need to maintain a cordial relationship if you want to get the things done. And nobody can deny that people constitute a major element of an industrial organization. Yes, still there is machinery. Yes, there is a requirement of capital. Yes, there is a requirement of raw materials. But your human resources are very important part of your organization. Without them, you cannot achieve anything. So that is what they are speaking about. Now coming to the definitions of industrial relations, according to the Indian Institute of Personnel Management, industrial relations includes securing effective and willing cooperation from employees. So you are expecting a cooperation, a proper coordination between the employees or from the employees, and also reducing the conflict between employers and workers. So you don't want to maintain a conflict. You want to reduce a conflict between the management and the employees, between the employer and their workers. And who is going to solve this problem? Whom we call them as representatives of the trade unions. So this is how we are going to maintain a proper relationship. So there are three parties here. You should understand. The first one is employer. The second one is employee. And the third one is trade unions. That is the definition. That is the meaning of the industrial relations. According to, in the words of Dale Yoder, relationship between management and employees, or among employees and their organizations that characterize or grow out of employment. So here this relationship, now if you ask me what is this relationship, how it is arising, it is arising only because of the employment. So there is a requirement of laborer or a workman or an employee, and you are offering him a job. Because of this employment, there is a relationship which has been arising, that is between the employer and the worker. So these are few definitions which are given by the famous or renowned authors. So what are the objectives of industrial relations? So why we need to understand what is the importance? So the first main objective is to create healthy relation between employee and employers. The next one is to minimize the industrial disputes. See, my dear students, if at all, if you're working in an organization, I hope many of them are already working. So certainly a dispute arises, or you will come across a problem, or there is a conflict between the management and the employees, or between the employees. So now you're supposed to solve this conflict. So yes, the ultimate motive is to solve, but the main objective is to minimize. When you maintain a proper relationship, there is no point of arising disputes or problems. The next point is to generate harmonious relations among all concerned with production process. So whenever I speak about production process, there are different departments which are interlinked with production, right from procurement, that is what we call it as purchase department. The production department gives them they provide them with the necessary information that what is required, what is the requirement of raw material, what is the requirement of human resource, and how do you going to fulfill all these requirements. So the production department should properly coordinate with human resource department, finance department, that is to purchase the raw materials you require finances. To produce the goods and services you require laborers or workmen. Again, you need to coordinate with human resource management department. So there are different departments in an organization, and all the departments should maintain a cordial relationship. Next one is to improve the productivity of workers. When you provide all the necessaries, when you satisfy the workers, their contribution towards the organization will also increase. Matlab, productivity will increase. Next one is to provide workers their appropriate position by considering them partners and associating them with management process. So today in many organizations, employees are being again treated as the associated partners. So they are given share in profits. They are included in decision making. So there is a participation of laborers in management or employees in management. So this is how you are going to maintain a very good relationship. The above mentioned points all speaks about maintaining a very good relationship and to provide the workers the due profit share, improve the working conditions, and thereby eliminating the chances of strikes and lockouts, etc. If there is a strike, if there is a lockout, that is loss to the organization. Your production has been stopped. When your production has been stopped, your sales and marketing is also stopped. When your sales is stopped, that means there is no generation of profits. So there is no cash generated. When do we generate profits? Only when we sell the goods which are being produced in the organization. So the strikes and lockouts will again either directly or indirectly contribute towards the loss. So you should not make sure that the situation arises where the company goes under lockdown or the organization goes under lockdown. So to maintain all these things, again, we require industrial relations. And next one is, again, to foster sound relationship between workers and management. You need to safeguard the interest of management and also safeguard the interest of the workers. Avoid the conflicts, strikes, that is what we have discussed. Keep as far as possible. What you need to keep for strikes, lockouts, and the other factors which are stopping the production. Okay. Next one is provide an opportunity to the workers to participate in management and decision-making process. So your industrial relationship contributes a lot in participation of workers in management process. So it emphasizes a lot on participation. So there is a very important topic which we are going to discuss in our later on classes. That is again participation of employees in management. That is very important topic. And also it helps in raising productivity in the organization. That is to turn the employees' turnover to improve. That is again to make sure there is no absenteeism. There is no more employee turnover. I hope everyone knows what is turnover, right?
Yes, sir.
Absenteeism?
Yes.
Yes, right. So you should plan properly that your employees should not be regularly absent without any reason. That is again lost to the organization. Turnover is nothing but the number of people leaving the organization. So you should make sure that you should understand, analyze why people are leaving the organization. Right. So you need to maintain a good relationship to again not to face all such kind of problems. Next one is avoid unnecessary interference of the government. So there should not be a possibility. You should not give a chance to the government to interfere in your organizational matters and establish an industry democracy based on labor partnership and sharing of profits and managerial decisions. So you need to make sure there is a proper relationship between you matlab, your management and your employees. These are the objectives. So what is the scope of industrial relation? To what extent industrial relation is being? Please mute yourselves, my dear students. Thank you. The first one is again promotion and development of healthy labor. So you need to make sure that there is a proper relationship, a healthy relationship between labor and management. So that is development of healthy labor management relations. Next one is maintenance of industrial peace and avoidance of industrial strife or industrial strike or lockouts. Development and growth of industrial democracy. These are main points which speaks about the scope of the industrial relations. And next one is the labor relations. To what extent this industrial relation is applicable? First one is labor relations. Labor relations means the relationship between the laborers and the labor union and the management. Okay. Next one is employer and employee relation. The relationship between the management and the employees. So laborers are different and employees are different. I hope you all know what is the difference between labor and employee, right?
Blue collar and white collar.
Yes. Commonly it is referred as a blue collar and white collar job. So laborers are being paid wages, employees are being paid salaries, correct? Laborers can be even for hourly basis, weekly basis, or according to day wise, but employees are again monthly basis. They are being paid on monthly basis. And the role of various parties, that is, you need to understand the different roles. What is the role of employer? What is the role of employee? What is the role of state? What is the role of government? And what is the role of unions? Unions means labor unions. And the mechanism of handling conflicts between the employers and employees in case conflict arises. So they are going to solve the conflicts. They are going to solve the disputes if any arises between the laborers and workers and their employers or between the employees and the management.